everybody, it's Kristin and it's time for some June favorites. I actually think this is going up on the 4th of July now that I think about it. So happy 4th of July if you're, well, happy 4th of July whether you're in the United States or not. And if you are, I hope you're having a great time celebrating with your family. And if you're not, I hope you're just having a great Saturday. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started with my favorites. So the first thing that I have is a hair favorite. And I don't have any fails this month, actually. How about them apples? Okay, so I don't know that this is a favorite of life, but I wanted to mention it. This is the Not Your Mother's Whip It Up Cream Styling Mousse for all hair types, builds body, thickens strands, tames frizz, non-sticky. So as you guys know, so far my favorite mousse of life has been, and I found it recently, is the Sebastian Whipped Cream. It's a styling cream, and that one is a little bit more expensive than this one. This one you can get in the drugstore. And this is the type of product I like. It always gets up in the cap, by the way. It drives me crazy. This is the kind of product that I like when I'm going to keep my hair naturally curly, which I do a lot in the summer because with the humidity, it's just the way it's just better to embrace the curl. So I want to show you guys this, and actually I'll take my rings off to show you. This is the same as the Sebastian one in the fact that when it comes out, I'm going to try to get just a little bit. It's more whipped creamy than it is moussey. Just work with me. And when you rub it in your hands, you know how a lot, and I mentioned this in my empties, you know how a lot of mousses or mousse products, not sure what's the pro of hair mousse? Anyway, when you rub them together, they will go down into a liquid, and there's no creaminess left to them. This still has, I have a towel on my lap, just so you know. This still has creaminess left to it. And that's the same as the Sebastian one. And this works almost as good. So I wanted to mention it. I definitely still think I prefer the Sebastian. But if I can't get to a store, I mean, there isn't a place where I live that sells Sebastian products. So I have to go to Green Bay or Appleton. This you can get at like Walgreens, I think, maybe even Walmart. And I'm sure it's much less expensive. So the difference is that I don't feel that has just quite as much hold to it. I have to work a little harder to make my natural curl look a little better with that one than I do with the Sebastian. But it's a really good second choice option. So I wanted to give it a mention. And I've had a lot of people recently ask me for hair tutorials, all different kinds of them, but no matter what way I wear my hair. I'm going to try to figure that out. I'm just not sure quite how to do that. I do my hair in my bathroom. I don't sit down and do my hair, so I'm not quite sure how to do that, but at any rate. Yeah, so it just doesn't have the same hold of the natural curl as the Sebastian one does, but it's just a little bit of a difference, not a huge difference, so it's a good second choice. All right, enough about the mousse. Okay, I want to talk about a couple of different techniques that I've been using or doing this month. The first one is lower lash line, no mascara. And I really like that. I feel like, and it was a suggestion that was made to me, and so I've been playing around with it now for a couple of months. And I do really I feel like I look more awake, and my eyes look a little bit brighter when I have, I just have either nothing on my lower lash line, or I have just a little bit of shadow on my lower lash line, which is what I have today, and no mascara. That just seems to make a difference. I feel like it gives my eyes a little bit of a younger look. So I wanted to mention that. Like I said, it was a suggestion made to me, and I really I've enjoyed that. All right, the next thing that I've been doing this month is playing a little bit with some colored liner on my upper lash line. And one of the things that I've been doing that with is going back to the electric palette. I've used this for a few other looks as well. Like when I was gone for the weekend a while back, I used this Thrash all over my lid and then really blended out the crease and up into the brow bone with a matte white. I used Virgin from Camp Cosmetics and it was really, really pretty. I want to try that same style like with this orange one here. But the point of this is I've used the purple, which is Urban, I've used Chaos, and most recently I used Fringe. I think I Instagrammed a picture of that. I'll try to insert it here. As just as my upper liner with a little bit of, I just used Fix Plus on an angle brush and wet it and then used it as a liner. And I've really enjoyed kind of that pop of color on my upper lash line. Yeah, so I actually just recently was playing with using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Liner in Sapphire on my upper waterline and Emerald Volt on my lower waterline. And I really like that, but I just did that yesterday, so that cannot count as as one of my favorites. All right, I mean, it's just too soon. All right, let's stick with eyes. I have a couple of singles and then a palette. So let's talk about the palette first. I pull this out every year since it came out in the summer, and I just love this. This is the Lorac Unzipped palette. I do have a 4 Looks 1 palette on this. I think it's an older one, so probably not one of my better ones, but that is just kind of a look at the shades. Today I am wearing actually a pigment I'm going to talk about in a minute all over my lid, and then kind of a combination of Unbridled and Unconditional. These two shades right here, I kind of combine those in my crease, and then I have Uncensored beneath my lower lash line. I just love this palette. It is, if it's not perfect for summer, I don't know what is. I just really, really have enjoyed pulling that out and playing with that again. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of single eyeshadows. The first one, I mentioned this in my favorite summer shades of summer. Single shadows that I did. I'll link that video below in case you missed it. And this is the Jane. So it looks like this. It's the single shadow. So these are no longer sold at Ulta anymore, but I did find them after I did that video at Kohl's. So I will link that below for you. But this is the shade in Natural, and it's just an awesome transition shade. Cannot talk. You are not going to be able to really see it because, I mean, that's just kind of the point of it, at least for my skin tone. I'm going to try to build it up a little bit here to show you, but for my skin tone, and I mentioned it in that video, but I've used it almost every day, I think, since, oh gosh, I don't even know. It's been well over a month. And I really, really like that shadow. So, the next one, this is funny. For those of you that, I used to get questions all the time about ColourPop. I had 6 shades from ColourPop, and I ended up giving them to my niece because the ones that I had, there were a couple of mattes that I just couldn't get to show up on my eyes at all. And then there was one in Amaze that was like glitter. When I wore it, I had glitter just all over my face. Well, Mary from A Love Tart was not going to accept my lack of love for ColourPop. So she sent me, she had an extra, it's a metallic. I'm almost positive I looked it up yesterday. It's a metallic and it's in Lala. This is gorgeous, and this stays, and it's not a glittery mess, and it makes me want to order from them. So, look at that. Can we just? It's so pretty. I've worn it a bunch of times, at least 5 times since she sent it to me. It's just gorgeous. It stays put. It doesn't crease on me. So yeah, I'm finding a little love for the ColourPop, but I just have that one at this point. So I'm gonna take a look at the site and see if I can find it. All I know is that whatever finish Amaze is, I will be steering clear of that because that is just glitter, and it was not, I didn't appreciate that at all. This, however, I very much appreciate, and thank you again, Mary. If you guys don't know Mary or follow her, I'll link her below. She's just got a sweet, kind heart. She's very, very nice, and great information as well. I really enjoy her channel. She's one of those kind of smooth, soft spoken, sort of calming people. You know, more put together than me. Okay, and then the last shadow I want to talk about is actually a pigment, and this is a pigment from Camp Cosmetics. They came out with 5 different pigments, and this one is by far the one that I have worn over and over and over and over again. And it's in Full of Lust. Looks like that. There's some fly flying around here that's driving me crazy. All right, so there it is. This is what's on my lid today. I mean, I love this so much, and my favorite of the pigments actually to pair it with is in Rusted Roof. I didn't have this on my list, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you anyway. So there's Rusted Roof right next to it. It's just one of the most, it's such a smooth, delightful matte, and those two together, like perfect summer. So anyway, I just wanted to give that a mention because I think of the shadows that I've worn. I'm wiping up my little mess here. Oh look, it's like angel light. Of the shadows that I have worn this past month, I've worn that. I've worn Full of Lust more than any other shadow in my collection in the last month, for sure, hands down. All right, let's talk about a couple of liners. One that is on my Use It Up product, and I kind of got sidetracked with it, and I got back on it, I don't know, maybe about 3 weeks ago. And I gotta tell you, I forgot how much I really liked this particular pencil for my upper waterline. It does not work quite as well as Marc Jacobs because it's not as creamy, but it does stay put very, very well. You just have to work with it a little bit more on your upper lash line. And that's the Chanel Stilo Waterproof in a bean. Number 10 is just the black. And I don't have very much of this left. I guess it looks like that. That is the extent of what's left in there. But I gotta tell you, I had forgotten how well this works in the upper waterline, especially when you're wanting to get right in, because the Marc Jacobs is creamier than this one is, but this one, if you really want to get right in at your tight line area and not so much on your upper waterline, you know what I mean? This works really, really well for that, and it stays put. It also, I use it on my upper waterline or on my upper lash line as well. And then it will smudge out pretty well, you know, with like an E21 brush or whatever. But so I thought I would mention that. And I just started using this again. I pull this, I know, this is my favorite liner of life, but there are new people that have subscribed to me. By the way, welcome. And if they don't know about this, then it's a travesty. So this is the Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes. Looks like this in Sunstone Bronze. Okay, this liner, perfect for summer. It's just got that beautiful bronziness to it. You can use it just as a liner. You can use it as a base all over your eye because it's so creamy. Waterline, it stays put. For me anyway. There are a few people that say it doesn't stay put for them. It's a great pairing. This shade goes so well with the unzipped palette. I just wanted to give it a mention because I've pulled it out again and I've been using it again, and you know how I feel about my Sunstone Bronze. You know, one other sort of technique that I meant to mention earlier in the video that I've been doing this month is a bright color all over the lid, like Full of Lust, all over my lid, and then just something in my waterline, whether it's the Sunstone Bronze or the black or whatever, just something in my waterline, and then no liner up top. If you do that, it will make your lashes look like they are 3 times as long as they are. I don't know, it's just something about that not having the line behind your lashes that make them look a little bit longer. So I've been doing that quite a bit as well. I just wanted to kind of give that a quick mention. I had that on my list here and I forgot early on in the video. So I think the last thing that I have, I don't have any lip products this month that I felt like were something new and that I was using more than anything else. I've been just kind of all over the place with my lip products this month. So I did want to mention this blush I've recently purchased, and this is another one of the MAC Mineralized blushes. This is a New Romance, and that's what I'm wearing today. This is so pretty. I just absolutely love it. I tell you guys, I'm going to end up with all of the Mineralized blushes before the year's out, I just have a feeling. But I need to go through and clean out some of my blushes first. But really love that. These blushes stay so, the Mineralized ones stay so much better. I just had to take my foot down because I was falling asleep. Feels so much better, or last so much better on the skin than their powder blushes. I don't know why that is. Any of their mattes, their satins, their blushes in the powder form, they just don't last as well for me as these ones do. So there's that. And then I have one random thing. Oh, I forgot to put my rings back on after I had my little mousse debacle there. I have one random thing. And okay, so you guys, if you watch my vlog channel, you know that I shop at Aldi, and I'm a big fan of Aldi. The one thing that drives me crazy about Aldi is that they have special buys. So they'll bring something in. If you shop at Aldi, or if you're new to Aldi, most of their signs are in black lettering. If you go in and there's something in red lettering, that's a special buy, which means it probably won't be there the next time you go in. They might bring it back, but it's not there always. So this is something that was a special buy. I just got these last week, and so I wanted to mention them before they're gone. I didn't want to wait. So these are quinoa chips. So I'm curious, first of all, if anybody knows, does something like this exist outside of Aldi? These are really good. They have a really good barbecue flavor. They have a little bit of a kick to them, not too much for me, because I don't usually like too much of a kick, and this wasn't too much for me. In this bag, there's 3.5 servings. It's 130 calories a serving. There is 13 carbs, but the point of this is there's 8 grams of protein in a serving of these because of the quinoa. 8 grams of protein. I just wanted to mention because I really like them. It's nice. You guys will probably notice like the snacks that I show you and that sort of thing. I really tried to find a better for you snack that has some crunch to it because I need crunch. I do. I need some crunch up in my life. All right. So I think that is everything. I will run down for you what is on my face again. I have Full of Lust as my lid color, and then I have those 2 shades that I mentioned. I told you. I have the unzipped palette over Full of Lust. And then I have New Romance on my cheek. So I think the only thing you don't know, I am wearing the Perfectionist, Estee Lauder Perfectionist foundation in Ivory Nude. I don't know what the other number is of it, just says Ivory Nude on this. Doing a little testing with that. And then on my lips today, I have MAC lip liner in Whirl, and I have the matte lipstick in Whirl. Which looks like that. And then over the top of that, I pulled out an oldie but a goodie Revlon lip gloss in Foiled. And I think that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you had a great June and you're gearing up for a great July. And we'll talk to you very soon. Bye.